What's good, guys? Dope Randy back at it again, and this is the fourth race of the season, and most importantly, this is the final race in the first round of this big season-long playoff, as we'll go into Chicagoland Speedway for what is one of my favorite titles of the whole calendar season, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 400. It's really bringing back the nostalgia from when I was a kid. I am now 20, so you get the feeling. But like I said, this is the last race in the first round of the 15, the top 15. Oh no, top 18. The top 18 points after this race, out of the 24 who entered this season, will be into the next round. Of course, I am first in the points with a 23-point gap over D's Nuts, who is somewhere in this fray, with one playoff point. So I'm basically locked into the next round. And so for this race, as you see, we're doing qualifying, and it's all hell's breaking loose. Someone missed pit road, I'm pretty sure. I think that was Sharp, the defending race riddle. But my agenda, or the big keys that I'm looking for in this race, are as follows. Number one, the Xfinity 5 has won every single race this season. Can that hold up again for this beautiful Chicagoland Speedway and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 400? I'd like to see it, but can it happen? We'll just have to wait and see. Number two, my impressive qualifying streak is again on the line with my 2.3 average starting spot on the line, which I think is impressive, but I don't think anyone else cares. But to me, it's impressive to me, dang it. And number three, it's all about playoff points in this race for me. I've only got one playoff point. There's only 6 guys who has playoff points carrying into the next round as we speak. And so I'd like to create a little gap. Any playoff point would be greatly appreciated at this point. So those are the big keys to the race. The Xfinity 5. We gotta get a good starting spot to improve our chances of doing good in this race, and increase the streak and increase the stats and more playoff points. So I'm just pretty much ignoring qualifying. But as you can see, I'm basically behind Sharp Hulk in the number 6. And I'm just going to get a good draft as I come to the line with a 29.65, and I think that's okay. We'll see where that goes. As you see, the bottom line is the move here at Chicago. And you basically just have to hit your marks every time on that bottom, and it's much faster than the outside because you get no momentum from the high line like you actually do in real life. So as we're waiting on everyone else to finish qualifying, if you like what you see, leave a like, hit that thumbs up right below the video, and subscribe for more content just like this, and comment down below. It's been really inactive lately, I guess. And I'd love to answer some questions, comments, concerns that you might have for me, or the number 37 Chevy. So as we get ready to see what the qualifying results are, we qualify second, and the streak will live on of getting impressive starts, as all my teammates have showed up for this race, including Matt's Traction, who basically has to he has to kick butt to make it into the next round because he's missed 2 races. And No Escape is the other teammate, and he's basically locked in. So I'm starting second, and my average starting position has increased from 2.3 to 2.25. And so, starting up front in these league races really help, and they really project how are you going to do in this race. So now with that out of the way, now we get to hit the agenda, and by the way, the Xfinity 5 is on the front row. And I'm pretty sure they take up the second row as well. Hashtag just saying. But Major Spy got the pole with a 50 something. I can't remember. But that's his second pole of the year. It's gonna be me and him are the 2 best qualifiers this season. As we wait to get in, it's going to be me and Major.
Ready.
The goal, as always, don't get killed. Oh, I was wrong. The Xfinity 5 are first, second, third, and fifth starting out. But as you can see, the outside line, pause the video if you've ever heard me say this before, but the outside line does not get going at all when I lose a couple of spots as I go back to 4th place. But now I'm on the inside again as Sharport hits the fence and loses talent for a second. I'm up to 3rd, watching these 2 battle it out. And then I'm going to get right behind Team O's bumper and pretty much use me and Team O's as a train to get around Major Spy in the 32. Eventually, like right now, as we're up to second. So at this point, I'm basically just trying to try to get away from these guys. That's right, here I'm pushing up the track, trying to get too aggressive as I hit the fence, and then all hell breaks loose. T-Bone's flipping, he was just a victim. As it's a 3-car pilot, but it took out second, third, and fourth. As now I feel dejection and pain and agony, and everything is dead, and everything is up in despair and blackness. For me, Major Spy, and T-Bone, which by the way, those 2 were just victims. I was trying to push it too hard, and I should have just taken the medicine of just letting it ride out towards the wall. I probably would have lost a couple of spots, but I was still in contention for that stage win. But now we're back to 21st. And basically we're just riding around with T-Bone. Tragic. Just tragic times. But there's also another streak that might be in jeopardy here. And it's that if you've noticed in every race this season, I've gotten the top 10. In every stage this season, I've gotten stage points. Because I got second, and since the Daytona, at Auto Club I got second and third. And at Richmond, as you saw in the last video, I got second and first. So, you know, when you're 18th, now 17th as T-Bone, and I have a good battle, but I'm gonna get around him eventually. Right here. When you're 17th and have about 15 laps to make up pretty much make up about a turn to a turn and a half, on the defaults, it's not gonna cut the mustard. As people are coming down pit road, that's why I'm gaining all these spots. As people were just trying to break the stages up in half, as the lag monster is back. Again. Back at it again, killing dreams, one innocent victim at a time. As my momentum gets completely stalled down the back, and I have a terrible turn down the back stretch. And I was planning on not pitting at lap 8. I think it was 8 or 9. They looked the same to me. Don't judge. I wasn't planning on pitting that early, but I was not going to deal with the lag monster of Marcus trying to guess where he was on this default setup. It's not going to cut the mustard. So I just took the medicine and came down pit road. And besides, everybody else was. So I'm back to 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. Anything else? No, just 20? Okay, just 20. Or maybe 21st? It will be 21st. So we're going to come out in 21st place. Behind Rockstar, who is a member of the Xfinity 5. And we're just basically gonna chill. We're gonna chillax right here. Me and him, the two of us, we pretty much know this is not go time. The pay window has not opened yet. We're basically just gonna ride around, do what we gotta do. And I notice I am a little faster than him at the moment, but he gets that good run off the exit. Like I noticed I was getting him on the entry, he gets me on the exit. So that time it's not really what I just said, it was null and void. But like I said, we're just riding around waiting on everybody to pit, because there's no way you can make it to the end on gas. And even if you did, you want to talk about a heartbreaker. If we get trapped a lap down, if this early in the race, that's a heartbreaker. As everyone, as we're now back on the lead lap, and me and Rockstar's having a good battle. As short, we're gonna go around them. As now me and Rockstar are side by side for P15. I'm trying to make that outside line work. Seeing what I can do. I'm barely lifting a little bit as they get all crazy up there. As we have another guy, we're going to split the 17. As he clips the apron and I finish off the pass. You really got to, I mean, he had nowhere to go. He had to get around that core coming out of pit road. But when you clip the apron, just one tile can get you all squirrely. And that was a nice little battle between me and Rockstar. Gave me some confidence going to the later part of this race if I can get back up there. As you can see, I'm right now in 12th. The race winner from last time at Richmond, Sharport, who I think crashed on pit road, or trying to get on pit road, or coming out, I don't know. He was behind me, but then he clipped the apron. He said he was way too loose at this time. As my voice cracked. And you saw he got put in the grass by himself. And this track will do that to you when you're coming from the transition. From the track to the transition. The apron from the front stretch. It will do that to you. So we got 4 laps to go. I'm P12. I see the top 10 up there. Off into the distance. And I'm just thinking maybe, just maybe we can do that. We can pull this off. But probably not, as we got 3 laps to go. As someone is just going absolutely slow. Because that would be Major Spy, who got crashed on that lap 3 incident that I caused. He was 10th, now he's 11th. And he tried getting his track position back by not taking tiles. You're
all clear.
Yeah, that did not work at all, as he's just falling back like a rock. As I'm up to 11th now. So there's your lesson for the day, kids. Do not please take tires at Chicagoland. You'll thank them later. As now Major is not even in the middle. And now all of a sudden, if I can catch this 38 on this one, as we get 1 lap to go in the stage, sponsored by Credit One Bank, hashtag cheap plug. If I can catch this guy, the streak will remain. And I get a good run off turn 1. Not the best, but it's good. And I'm thinking, maybe I've got a chance here. As he washes up the track, and I'm going to go under him. But then, here's a strategy call that I'm going to make. And it came down to this. Would you rather be restarting like 12th or 11th or 13th with 1 stage point or 2 or 3 stage points? Would you rather do that, or would you rather restart in the top 5 and then don't take stage points? You gotta remember here, all the points reset after this race. It's at the playoff points, of course, and I'm locked in. So points do not mean jack to me. The only points that matter is the playoff points. And I was trying to position myself to get playoff points. So I'm going to take the 13th in this stage, but as you'll see, I'm going to restart 5th. So I'm back towards the front. Because it's magic.
Green's coming. The race is going green.
You can make this game work like magic. As the inside line gets a great restart right here. Spain Store is off to the races. As Rebel and these nuts make contact, I'm up to 4th now. And then we're going to use that train on the inside as these nuts gets loose. Did you see how close that was? You have to rewind that if you're watching that. He literally missed me by a car length. Well, not even that. Probably a half a car length. But that pretty much takes out everyone.
Clear all around.
It's at the top 3. As LKG Beaners in the 78. I'm just going to make quick work of him. And now, tell me if you haven't heard this, it's down to me and Spankster now. As me and him is just gonna set sail. and it's going to be the two of us duking it out for the stage win that I really want bad, and he really wants bad. The question is, who's going to want it more, and who's going to make that key move or that key decision on pit road to get that to ensure that stage win. Because as you can see here, we're basically going to be running the same all throughout this stage, as we got 14 laps to make up 7/10, and if you do the math, that's literally 1/10 every 2 laps. That's all I gotta do. But people like that make it tough. I don't know who that was. As in an interesting strategy decision, T-Mills, who was literally the car behind me on that lap 1 incident in stage 2, that again missed by a half a car length. That's my own predicted guess. Half a car length. He knows how to come down pit road already. He knows he can make it to the end. So he's basically just chilling. He's right now the first guy 1 lap down, but he's, as you can see, he's as fast as the leaders. So those 2 cars up there in the front, he's probably going to get around them as well, as more people decide to come down pit road. My idea was that I was gonna try, keyword here, try the short pit, because when the two of us are literally this close in lap times, that could be what it comes down to, and strategies and short pitting and stuff like that. Like, the reason I'm gaining on him now is because I'm using the draft of T-Mills, and me and him is like a 2-way conveyor belt. And starting about now, excuse me, and starting about now, the two of us are starting to catch Spankster's draft, and so if we can ever get to the back of him eventually, it's going to become a 3-way tandem. But the problem is, and you should notice if you're in racing, it shouldn't be the guy I'm trying to pass is the first guy in that tandem, and I'm the last car in that tandem, and that is not what I want. So now we've made that 3-car line. T-Mills is in 14th now. First guy 1 lap down. And he will be on the lead lap as soon as me and Spankster pit, as he hits the fence on the back straight, and it's now going to be me and Spankster, as T-Mills is trying to give me a little bit of a strap, but he's also trying not to interfere with the stage win, the battle for the stage win. So I'm in a draft, and I'm catching them slowly but surely. I said earlier in this stage that I need to catch about 1/10 every 2 laps to be side by side with them coming to the checkered. As we got 7 laps to go, 3 laps to go on gas. As we just see, basically just trying to figure out what am I going to do, how am I going to get around them, and all that dilly-dally. And so we're still running pretty good lap times. And in case you're wondering, the top, pretty much everybody else, the top 2, we have checked out from everybody else. As you can see, I let T-Mills kind of know via visual that I'm coming down pit road. I let him have the bottom. I let him have the top, and he had the bottom. Now here's the gate. Now here's the plan.
Okay, that's the
Here's the
halfway
move that pretty much. I said you have to make a move. You have to make a major move if you want to win this stage. As you saw, your eyes did not deceive you. One half can, no tiles, and you can tell by my voice, I was feeling a little frisky right there. A little frisky was the name of the game, and I like it. Because, like I've said, I'm locked in on points. This is the last race in this round. This big first round of 4 races. You know? And the tires were at 37 and 50s. I had a 4-second lead. I was hoping that was gonna hold. But like I was saying, the stage points and regular season points don't mean jack. Cause like I said, not everyone, but I'd say half the people was locked in. I'd say there was only about 2 or 3 guys who had to race for stage points to ensure themselves to get into the next round, because they might have missed a race or 2. But everybody else was doing playoff points, and there was only 6 guys who got playoff points up to this point, and I'm one of them. And I wanna increase that gap. I wanna double it from 1 to 2. See, I can do math too. So there you go. As we have another problem that's gonna arrive. The fuel light came on. We got a lap and a half to literally survive, as Spainster is coming like a freight train. I'm literally hoping the tires hold up and the gas holds up, as we got 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Hashtag cheap plug. I'm literally going so slow, and then the tires are going to give up as I hit the fence, and then here comes that little spank. As now the car is starting to spuddle, and here he comes, but he comes down pit road to get track position for the next stage, and I'm literally going to coast to a stage win. How about that for you? The most exciting stage win you'll ever see, as your boy runs out of gas, has tires that should be headed straight for the junkyard, and is trying to fight off everything else of a bunch of wild, hungry drivers trying to win this stage, as I get my 2nd stage win of the season through the craziest strategy I've ever been a part of, and winning the stage at going a buck 20 across the start finish line. You don't see that every day, don't you? Well, you just did. So now I'm gonna take the punishment, the little of any punishment, doing this, and that would be to restore it, not in first, but in wherever I am. But it really don't matter, because I achieved my goal of getting playoff points for now. Now can I go for the cherry on top of this cake and trying to win this race? I feel like I have a pretty good number 37 Clorox Chevy. I'm restarting 7th, as the inside line did not get going. So we're just going to chill out right here and see what happens, as Major Spider gets the boot. A pretty big boot from the 78. Hashtag not cool. But through all of that, I'm up to 5th now. Basically just chilling, trying to see what I can do. Trying to formulate a plan to see if I can do something. Rip the 4 people in front of me, which would be Sharp, Watchstar, Rebel, and Spink. So as Rebel and Spink are side by side for the lead, and Watchstar and Sharp are side by side, and then here comes Watchstar in the 31, as I'm gonna try to follow his Cat Financial Chevy as far as I can go. I'm gonna get 1 right here. 4th, that'd be Sharp in the number 6. And now Watchstar gets a little loose up the track in turn 1. And I'm going to take advantage of his lost momentum as here I come to the bottom. And I'll use that bottom line. I'll go down. Beautiful turn 3. And I'm up to 3rd. So through all that, I've gone from 7th to 3rd. Now let's just see what Rebel and Spank do. But then Rebel throws a block on Spankstall, and then Spankstall takes me for a little ride on the apron, which I do not want to be, because that pretty much just killed all the momentum. That killed it all, really, as me and Spankstall go from 2nd and 3rd to 9th and 10th in the most tragic way possible, as my potential of winning probably just went down the drain unless I can cop up a miracle. And I mean, it's not like I spun or anything. Like, I still see the ladle, but it's gonna be it's a chore now. First thing we gotta do is walk around all these guys. Me and Spank was gonna walk together to get around these guys, cause we felt like the 2 of us were probably faster than all these guys, especially the next 3 cars ahead of Spankstall, and now it's 2. We need to get up to that little 4 guy breakaway up there. If we could do that in the next 10 laps or so, I felt like we ought to be golden. Which means I gotta get on my horse and try to saddle it off into the sunset. But as you can see, I got around LKG and Ready Player pretty good, as they have a stack up there. A 2nd place, and that sadly just takes Watchstar's momentum and gave it the middle finger to that, as he's going to go from 3rd to 6th, all because of unfortunate lag, which is always tragic. But like I said, I haven't really capitalized on it yet. Like Spank has. Spank is up to 5th at this time. I'm still in 8th. With 17 laps to go, I've got to move, as I'm getting under Bristol, which is our next track, by the way, and I can't freaking wait for it, because Bristol is the move for your boy from Tennessee. As I get around Bristol for 7th, and like I said, I've got to move, as I see Spank up there, and it looks like that's 3rd, which is not good. So, because like I said, after we got taken out, I wanted to be right with them, nose to tail-ish, but not separated by 6/7 of a second. As we're coming up on this pack, or I'm coming up on this pack of Watchstar, Celtics, Dunn, who's a lap down, that blue and white 21, Spankstall and Greg Tyrus, who is going to get passed, but he clips the apron. And then I try to go down, but he is blocking me, but I don't think he realizes I'm there. I'm not lifting for anything. it all works out in the end. I'm going to get around Rockstar for 6th. Something else you got to think about is pit stops are coming up pretty soon now, as we got 14 laps to go. I'm almost made it into the top 5 as Spencer has a moment on the apron, clips the wall. I let out just a touch to see if anything's going to happen. Nothing materializes.
Right.
I'm going to give Rockstar the high side, as I'm going to come down pit road this time by, but he will too.
Slow down.
As Spencer comes down pit road, he barely makes it on the pit road. The 41 of Celtics fan does not make it on the pit road, and that pretty much is a GG for him getting the top 5. And so just hoping for a good pit stop right here with a 15.4. And just hoping and praying no one else goes out. But right when I say that, here comes the 6. There goes the 24. And that's good. And that's all. And that's, like I said, it's good. Because I came in like 4th. I'm going to leave 3rd. And roll all different. They're all spread out. As Spencer's the biggest loser in all this, he goes from 3rd to 5th. As he must have had a slow pit stop. As Campbell almost made me take my breath away as he goes from the high side to the low side. And by the way, don't do that. Whoever's watching this, don't do that. As people's coming off of pit road, I'm going to cycle up to 5th. Here comes the 2nd best team owner in the business in T-Bone. Shout out to him for being a good team owner last year. Y'all know who the first one is. It's your boy, Randy _ Durham, aka Dope Randy. As I'm going to get around T-Bone for 4th via the pits. So now we have a little plan. So 1st and 2nd is gone for me. And I mean, before we got taken out, I wasn't really running that much faster to begin with, so it's going to be an uphill battle. And not the Miley Cyrus song I'm about to mention. I'm going to have to use the climb. But that climb is probably not going to happen. As you can see already, I'm losing time to the top 2. So now I gotta hold off the wonderful T-Bone 42-30. And as you will notice, me and him are basically running the exact same line, the exact same speed, in which put the two together and you're going to do the exact same lap times. And he's putting a lot of pressure on me from the back. And with the draft, he's probably going to come even closer as we get to the end, as we have to deal with the lag monster in P13, but he clips the grass and makes me and T-Bone's life a little easier, which we like. So thank you, Marcus. And so I'm basically just driving the wheels off this thing, trying to preserve the top 3. As of this point, like I said, the top 2 were long gone. As you see, they've pulled. The P1 is 4.5 seconds, and P2 is only a half a second behind him. So now I'm in that of the F1 mindset where a podium means a lot in F1, if you all know. So I'm basically just trying to preserve P3 and imagine there's a podium in this game, but there's obviously not. Yeah, you might want to check into that 704 games. I'm watching you, Ed Morton and all the boys. as my teammate Matt's traction. Meanwhile, while that's going on, makes me lose my momentum a little bit. Coming out of turn 3, and now T-Bone is right on my bumper. And I'm going to have to run perfect laps to hold him off, because he is coming like you know what. It's just one bad mistake in the next 5 laps, and it's a GG for that podium. That is definitely not fake and real. I'm going to try to let him have the bottom, but I get such a good run. Like I said earlier at the way beginning of this video, you want to use the bottom, but as the run goes on, I'm starting to use that half bottom line to try to get a good run off the corners and down the back stretch and the front stretch. I do that because, well, 1, I don't want to spin out right now, and 2, I do get pretty good entries compared to T-Bone. As meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead with Rebel and Sharper side by side. Meanwhile, T-Bone is trying to peek under me, and at this point I'm literally just driving the wheels off this thing. As I have to shut the door a little bit, coming into turn 3. I'll let him have that middle line. I get such a good entry that it kind of negates it. As we're coming to 2 laps to go this time by. I think Sharp's fended off Rebel for now, and I've kind of fended off T-Bone for now. But I know T-Bone ain't done yet, as he's gonna get that run off the back stretching into turn number 3, and he's hooking that bottom a lot better than I am right now. As we're coming to the right flag, 1 lap to go in this race, sponsored by Credit One Bank, hashtag cheap plug. As we see a spinning number 3, and we barely miss him as I clip the fence, and T-Bone almost clips the fence, but he doesn't, as he's going to get such a great run. As we're going to be kind of side by side going into turn 3, I'm going to hook that bottom and hope it sticks. And right now, it looks like it will, and it will, and it will. And I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom, and we'll finally kind of get 3rd place. Good job, T-Bone, with all that pressure. I know you'll be watching this, so shout out to him for putting the pressure on. I tell you, this ain't the Xfinity series where it's at times it can be a walk in the park. You have to put some. T-Bone really put pressure on me for like 10 laps straight, and I had to drive 10 perfect laps to preserve that podium. Again, that's not fake. And as you can see, Sharp did hold off Rebel Kush for the win, his 2nd in a row. Good job to him. In the number 6, and that is also now make it 4 races, 4 wins for the Xfinity 5, as me, Sharp, Major, Rockstar, and Team Mills have been dominating this first round of the playoffs, which comes to an end right now, and there was only 6 people to get playoff points. Which is as follows. Sharp gets 10 playoff points, T-Mills gets 9, Major Spy gets 5, I get 2, and Mega Smote and LKG Beandoose 2 they both get 1. The surprising thing is that Spainster has not won a stage or a race, hence he gets no playoff points, and that's huge as we go into the 2nd round of the playoffs, which start at my home track, Bristol Motor Speedway, the best track in America. Don't at me, as I can't wait to get the 2nd round started. Can the Xfinity 5 make it 5 for 5? You'll have to find out. As for now, this is Dope Randy, Peace out and have a good day.